The topic of conversation is focused yet again in the Bronx. Now, we've learned that GM Brian Cashman, whose contract is running out, and Aaron Boone, the manager, are both expected back in their same roles for the 2023 season. SNY, a television outfit associated with the Mets of all people, but SNY in New York, telling us that the owner, Hal Steinbrenner, is planning to keep the Bronx band together. The report says that if there is a big backlash, the Yankees may rethink their plans, but you would think a big backlash would have already happened. It really has not happened, so it seems unlikely, based on that, if that reporting is accurate, that Hal Steinbrenner will change his mind, so the Yankees have to give Cashman a new deal. Boone is under contract for a couple more years. So let us discuss the question: what does Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman's pending return to pinstripes tell us? So I've got Johnny Appleseed, Drake, and Blarney Stone. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will try to avoid the dum-dums. All right, so first of all, I have no skin in the game. I'm not a Yankee fan. I have family from New York. They like the Yankees. It's like split. I got one cousin who's a Mets fan. I got some other cousins who are Yankee fans. But the Yankee franchise has evolved over the years. In my lifetime, you think about when you get to a certain age in life and you've lived a certain amount of time, you're like, what's changed, right? The price of gas has changed. Technology has changed. But there used to be this fire in the belly with the Yankees, right? Hunger pains, demanding World Series rings, nothing less. Perfection. And they had this guy named George Steinbrenner, who was the owner of the team. George is now behind the pearly gates, but for almost 40 years, the boss was part of pop culture. He had a zero-tolerance policy for teams that did not win the championship. And as they say in the Hollywood movie business, they say the sequel is not the equal. And it turns out also that Johnny Appleseed gave out bogus information. He did. Now and again, the apple does fall far from the tree. Maybe it gets blown over the river and through the woods, but Hal Steinbrenner is clearly content with the state of Yankee baseball. He cannot hold a candle to his old man. Aaron Boone, with what he did during the ALCS, fireable offense. Aaron Boone blamed a Game 2 loss in the ALCS in Houston because the roof was open. And Aaron Judge hit a ball that, if the roof had been closed, maybe it would have been a home run. But it wasn't. And then the biggest sin of all, Aaron effing Boone, as motivation, a motivational tactic, used the 2004 Boston Red Sox comeback win as a motivational technique when the Yankees fell behind 3 games in the ALCS. Forgetting, apparently, that the Red Sox beat the Yankees in that American League Championship Series, that the Yankees were the dogs in that series. And also, Aaron Boone took some FaceTime wisdom from Fox broadcaster and Yankee nemesis, David Ortiz. He's getting counsel from the Red Sox, David Ortiz. And each of those moves, in and of itself, was a fireable offense. Boone did both of them. All right, now secondly, how come the Yankees, I'm going to include the Dodgers in this also because they're also involved. How come the Yankees and Dodgers both appear like they are willing to stand pat? Both teams had great regular seasons. Both teams were projected to get to the World Series. Both teams had aspirations to get to the World Series. Neither team lived up to those expectations. And so you ask the question, how come the Yankees and Dodgers are standing pat? It would appear that close is good enough. That Dave Roberts and Aaron Boone are both one and the same, that they are just middle managers. They are merely reading the script. They follow the money there, and the money keeps coming in. Hal Steinbrenner and the Guggenheim Group, which own the Dodgers, Steinbrenner in New York, Guggenheim in L.A., these guys are rolling in the dough. Right? They're like Drake back in the day at the ballet with a cardboard box filled with bricks of cash, making it rain down money. The Dodgers and the Yankees taking care of their fiduciary responsibility. The amount of money they've made, the Pinstripes have generated in revenue last year, $482 million in revenue. The Blue Crew at $565 million in revenue. So the lesson is that they win enough to keep people engaged, butts in seats. TV ratings are pretty good. That keeps the gold bullion flowing from the bank accounts. And the sports entertainment business is licensed to make a lot of dough when you're a team like the Yankees and Dodgers. You have a national following. Both teams do. And they have good teams year in and year out. And it's like, sometimes we'll win, but as long as we're there, why should we put any pressure on anyone? Why should we hold people accountable? All right, final thought. So that opens up a bigger conversation. In general, as an industry, Major League Baseball, I realize I'm saying what I'm about to say because the Phillies did fire their manager, but Joe Girardi was around for a few years. It's not like they hired him and fired him right away. But why has Major League Baseball, as an industry, gone away from the quick hook for coaches? So the old adage about it being easier to fire the coach than the players, that seems to be going out the window. It's not accurate anymore, right? They've reached an understanding in baseball. My theory is that the nerds own a Blarney Stone. The wise guys running these teams, they have been able to brainwash the ownership groups to stand pat. And it's a version of what that weasel for the 76ers back in the day was throwing out. Trust the process. Trust the process, right? No need to upgrade. No need to modernize. No. Do not hold anyone accountable. Poindexter has everything under control. Calm down here. No shock, no horror. Calm down. The crowning achievement, we're just going to be in the playoffs year after year. And Aaron Boone, as a Yankee manager, is no Joe Girardi. He's no Joe Torre. 31 playoff games for Aaron Boone, and he has a losing record in the postseason, 14-17. Dave Roberts liked him in that spot. Dave Roberts, he's managed many more playoff games with the Dodgers. They're in the playoffs every year. It's their birthright, and he is 9 games over 500, 45-36 in the postseason, despite having a better team than just about everyone he went against. 9 games over 500, so that's pretty good. But the Dodgers have had a stacked deck for the last decade. They've been the fire hose, and the other team has been the garden hose. And still, the Dodgers, they have one World Series championship. Granted, it was the hardest World Series to win, the 2020 in a global pandemic. Most teams at that time ever in the World Series. But it's like the Dodgers and the Yankees, let's just eat, drink, and be merry. It's okay. It's like, 100 wins and you tank out in the playoffs. Who cares? Whoop-de-damn-do. Whoop-de-damn-do you go. That's the way that works.